Buhay! How are you doing? I hope everyone's fine and always stay smiling. Okay, so today I'm going to talk about Filipino resilience. I mentioned this yesterday or the previous video that I had, and I realized that it is also a good topic to discuss so that I could give you a clear picture, hopefully, about how do Filipinos deal with the different hardships, difficulties, ordeals in life every day or anywhere, any situation, and of course, inside, within the family, and the relationship between the husband and the wife or the girlfriend and the boyfriend. First, we will talk about the daily living, how Filipinos are resilient in their daily lives. You all know that a lot of Filipinos live in below the poverty level, and yes, life it's a hard life. Some could even eat 3 times a day, as some could even go to school because they live very remote and there's no school, or some would even travel by walk. Many kilometers they have to cross, a lot of rivers just to go to school. And this is where our resilience come in, because even so, these kids from younger years, they know how to live the life as it is. Like they don't complain much. Of course, they would woe and like, oh, this is so hard like this. But we actually don't really really put our minds, and it will disturb our way of thinking, and it will destroy the whole day. Of course, it's a normal emotion for people who will really feel sad and sometimes a bit hopeless when you have struggles in life or you are encountering a difficulty in a specific time or a specific period. But the difference is that most of us Filipinos don't stick to that kind of attitude. So we are very positive and we are resilient that, okay, let the problem deal with its problem. That's a Filipino anecdote or saying also, that don't think too much of the problem. Let the problem think itself. it's, Let me just say it. Huwag mong problemahin ang problema. Hayaan mo ang problema magproblema sa kanya. It means, okay, translation. Don't think too much of the problem. Let the problem itself think the problem itself. I don't know if I had the correct translation. My gosh. I need help, guys. Filipino brothers and sisters. Anyways, so we know how to be contented and be happy in simple things, and we try to always take the positive side. Of course, after a while, we feel bad, we feel hurt, we feel the pain, we feel depressed, or let's say we feel like hopeless, but it is not permanent. We always find ways to divert our attention in little things, like we will sing. We will go together. Never mind, we come here, we sing, we have a jamming, we drink for a while. There's always a way that Filipinos can carry that heavy baggages or problems or issues or difficulties they have inside, but it doesn't deter their everyday life forever. Like, it's just a period of time, and then okay, tomorrow they get up and do the normal routine. Although deep inside them, of course, they're having that problem, but they don't really put all their mind and time and energy to just sulk and just sit down, and that's mostly how we do it. And then, yeah, we divert it to other things, worthwhile things, like we sing karaoke, we go out with friends, go to the beach, go get harvest coconut, climb, and just we make sure we will laugh, we will smile, whatever it is. Yeah, it's so annoying. Well, there are also, like, of course, it depends on the person also how they cope. They have different coping mechanisms and different approach to deal with the problem or the difficulty in, or the obstacles they have in life at the moment. But what I mean here is that they don't really, for a long period of time, they try to look for other ways that they can battle and combat that feeling, negative feeling or negative emotion, and they keep it inside. It's there, still there, but they try to find means to be happy and be positive. In the hardships, like for example, some kids are really, again, the education is very important because it's like our tool to our success in the future. Children there who are that are not very fortunate, they really are resilient, that they don't mind if they walk 30 kilometers from their home to go to school every day without, sometimes without eating, sometimes without food to bring in the school. And sometimes some of them, they have to cross how many bridges, hanging bridge, or ride in a small canoe, or some would, they have to swim out to cross the river to go to school. Some don't have slippers or shoes at all. We have this future mind that, okay, we have to sacrifice because there will always be fruit in the future, fruit of our labor, good results in the future. Mostly this is how, generally, okay, how we deal with problems and issues and difficulties in life. So that's how resilient we are. Now, there are also situations that some of the families are really, like, well off, rich, and then all of a sudden their business came down and they become a bit not well off. They can adjust. They don't, like, go amok or go really crazy about it. And again, they fall and they will rise up and do find ways to get back, to go back and stand and rise and find other ways to be back again in the game. Now, we talk about resilience when it comes to relationships, couples, husband, wife, partners, girlfriend, boyfriend. For example, I already mentioned this yesterday. For example, if your husband or your boyfriend or your man lost his job, you don't complain. You can't. Well, say you can, like, not complain is the right term for that. Like, you could ask and maybe you could say your worries in a nice way, in a calm manner. Like, oh, so how are we going to do with this? You have any plans? Like that. But you can't shout or demand, like, I don't know what is going to happen. No, because life is like that. There's always ups and downs, and when your partner, you help each other. When you are capable to work, go. When you have other means to solve it, go help him to stand up, to rise again. And he, of course, he feels bad about that. He really does, but they are not emotional. They don't say it really vocally because they're men. That's their nature. So you as a woman, you're the, I for me, I say that women are the backbone, in the sense that the backbone is a support, right? So you support your man and make him feel it's okay. We're into this together. So what are we going to do next? What do you want? What is your suggestion? Okay, for me, I suggest this is my opinion. Blah blah blah. That's usually how we do it in the Philippines, because we understand that it's not just love or being together in the relationship that you get along and all this fun. When it's time that there is difficulties, there is time that there are unavoidable circumstances like that, you're there for each other. So, for example, if that's the case, he lost his job, then you try to minimize your budgeting inside the house, because you know that he's still having this situation, and you tell him, okay, maybe I could sell this one, or maybe I can bake something, whatever skill you have that you can try to help. I want to say some of my experience before, but I don't like to sound like I'm really but let me just give you something. Like, it happened to me before, but I didn't say, you have to do this, you have to get a job, blah, blah, blah. No, because I understand, we understand. So even you can check research on other videos, not from me. You have other YouTube videos maybe, or some even in other websites. You can check on how are the wife, the woman, the girlfriend supports their man in the Philippines during this kind of situations that is unavoidable and that would arise unexpectedly. I don't know, but it's something also innate to us, that who because it's not just you, it's you and him together, and it's part of the process of building your life together and your family. So it's always two to tango. Again, you help each other. Whoever is capable, whoever is has the capacity to solve the problem, you should be there to support and help. As a wife, as a woman, as a girlfriend, as a partner. Your best friends, remember? Your partners, your lovers. You have each other's back. I mean, I okay, because I don't want to sound like, but there's no. I want to have receipts on this all the time when I speak, and I don't have any more other receipts than my own experience and my own life. So before, he lost his job many times. The father of my kids, he has been jailed for 2 times. I was the first one. I was even about to give birth for a week. Maybe my due date is after a week that he got in jail. I didn't really very angry. I was even crying, like, pity him and like this. And I didn't blame him. Why you do this? Why you fight in there? Why? No, because I mean, my point usually, most of us is like, it already happened. What can you do? You cannot turn back the hands of time. So you just think of what the present thing that you can help, and what you can do for him and for both of you, because you cannot bring back the past. It already happened, and blaming cannot solve anything. He will realize that he's not a kid. He will realize his mistakes on his own. Okay, just let him understand. I really feel bad because of this. What happens in the future? We are affected, both of us, our family, our kids, me, even yourself. Honestly, I swear, these things happened really. Even you could interview him. And I even got him out asking, borrowed money for his bail and all this. But I didn't reproach or have say, you see, I do this. I said, you have to pay me back. You have to. Because everybody makes mistakes. I do have mistakes, because one time I was very out of my way. I was angry because he didn't come home, and I was calling him and he didn't answer because I was worried where he is. I don't know. Maybe the Filipinos are like this because they worry too much. They really care too much that they want to know if you're safe or not, or like this. Not some misinterprets this, but it's that way because they will feel calm, relaxed, that he's safe. It's like it, okay, and then she knows, okay, he's coming home by this time. I'll cook now, maybe 2 hours before. These things. This is how we do that. We do these things at home. So others may be culture shocked, or maybe might not really understand that, or might misinterpret our love languages. Yes, and that's how what I did. And partly, of course, I admit that I did get out of my way again and again because that time he didn't tell me where he is, and it was too very late, like 2 a.m. And then his mother went to my house, and where he is, like this. I don't know. That's why I'm been calling and no answer, and then off. The phone was off, and I got very worried. And then it's come, we go together. My mother-in-law. Okay, and he was there drinking, and so I got really very, really, yes, I didn't control myself because that's my worries. Like, if he is okay, if he has eaten, if these things, because especially the environment in the Philippines is also different. Some of the depends on where your locality is. So sometimes it's when it's too late, of course, too much people, and you don't know what will happen. That's the thing. And you know what I did when I came inside that bar? I really was crying, really. All people was looking at me like, and I told him, if you don't come home now, you will have your clothes ready, packed. And I did, yes, because he didn't. And I did. And then when he didn't come, this is my fault, and this is really bad. I realized that after, because I was on the height of my temper, and of course emotional, young, and immature also in that sense of dealing and handling a relationship. So I packed his clothes and send it in. We have this pedicab, we call it. It's a bicycle with the sidecar on it. And I said, because the driver is, I know the driver, and I paid him. Send it to him there in this place. It's just near, actually. Yes. See, but it's an ad lib again. But I'm just want to show that yes, we make mistakes. I did a lot of mistakes, and eventually I have admitted I was guilty, and I had asked forgiveness on that, and I didn't do it again. That's the thing, because if you just say sorry and sorry again, but still you do it, it's not genuine, useless. That's why when we part ways, we're good. We're okay because we both realize our faults and mistakes, and we're probably not compatible. So accept the reality and wish each other's one's happiness and good luck. But we're still here for each other. Sometimes I call him, okay, can you help me with this? You go there because he's of course there in the Philippines. Can you help me with this? Can you go to this, take this one from my house in Manila, like this? Last time, my things, other things. Can you go to the lawyer like this, please? Because of course, no one I can much more trust on that kind of obligation or work or errand. Much better there. So I asked favors also, and he also does ask favors from me, like, can I borrow money? I said no, I don't have, I'm poor. I don't have, I just eat and hand to mouth. And but I did, of course, some, if I have, of course, that's not a problem. If I have, it's not a problem. I always think that he also had been a part of my life, and of course, the father of my kids. So past is past. He has his life and he's happy. So that is also resilience, right? Having those painful experiences, bad experiences, resentments, and even self-guilt and self-anger, self-doubt, fears, all these pent-up feelings. But I moved on and I strive hard to, to change the cycle and accept reality. That's it. And be responsible of the decisions that you will have and you had. So yeah, but I'm not saying I have a good life now. I mean, just the way it is, like simple, but so that is resilience. Of course, we don't stop on our dreams, like we will improve our life, we will strive hard, but again, we also have to put it in a proper appropriate place and time, and be realistic on these things, you know. So that is one example of being resilient too. And sometimes some of the families there, they only have maybe one food just for one meal for the day, because Filipinos eat 3 times a day and some snacks in between. Average, normal, but some eat only once a day and very less food like this, so they have to divide like this. But they always say that, okay, now we don't have, maybe tomorrow we will have. So I forgot to tell you that that's why I was really out of my way, very angry, super saiyan mode maybe, that I packed his clothes and put it some even in the black bag, garbage bin, bag. Because I saw him with the lady. And Filipinas are very jealous, territorial and jealous. I mean, in a proper way. But when you see someone, you're like, of course it feels bad. It's very bad, right? So anyways, yeah. So that's how resilience for us is. Now I'm going to attach some of the videos later of how it's a bit paradox. It's also a bit of funny, but reality of it's a bit. They just have fun and be positive on even in difficult times. So also Filipinos are very resilient when there are natural calamities and disasters. Oh, I have a friend flying around. Disasters, maybe because of my food. I will have I cooked this yesterday and I'm going to eat it again. Soup, tamarind soup. So natural calamities, like now, I told you that we have this volcano erupting right now, and I hope it's not really very, very extremes, and everyone's going to be safe there. No casualties, hopefully. Okay, they can't do anything about that because it's a wrath of nature. So what can they do? So they'll just accept what is that fact or that reality, and just be positive about it, and even poke fun about it. Not because they're, oh yes, sometimes it's really dangerous when they do that to some people, but I mean it's just really good vibes and happy vibes, because Filipinos are always finding ways to be happy in simple things, and sometimes crazy things, really, yeah? Like, because they always want to have positive happy vibes. So I will attach that and you will really see how they were resilient to these natural calamities. Really, yeah, this one is crazy. But they just want to be laughing, happy, funny, positive, happy vibe. Okay, so Watch this. Thank you very much. And I'm gonna eat. Let's eat together. Thank you very much. Bye.
Ginagawa mo? Ginagawa mo?
Oh no!
Yeah!
Ginagawa mo?